Here's our next problem. Simplify 1 over x minus 4 minus 1 over x minus 3. These are not the same denominators, so I can't combine them yet. I have to make an adjustment. And now I like to show primarily subtraction problems when I'm teaching this stuff because they tend to create more error. Students tend to make more errors on the subtraction problems. And I want to show you where that error is. It's a very common error. And so here we are again. I'm going to tell you about a very common error students make, and it's very common, which means if you don't pay attention, don't remember this, then there's a very strong chance you're going to make this error. So be alert there. All right. Now, you got to think about x minus 4 as the denominator of that, as a single quantity. X minus 4. And same with x minus 3. That is the denominator. It's a factor, in other words. And so I can't add or subtract to a denominator and a numerator. You know, for example, let me just take a quick aside here. If you had 1/2 plus 1/3, you know, that's supposed to be 3/6 plus 2/6 equals to 5/6. All right, well, wouldn't this be wrong if I took 1/2 plus 1/3 and decided to add 1 to the denominator and 1 to the numerator? Well, then I would get 2/3 plus 1/3, which is 3/3 or 1. So whatever you do, this is really bad math. Okay, you can't add numbers or subtract numbers to denominators. You can only multiply top and bottom at the same time by the same quantity, and that, you know, will avoid changing the value of the fraction. But when you add a number to numerator and denominator, boy, it just screws it up really bad. All right, so we're not going to do that, are we? Now, what is my common denominator? Well, over here I've got an x minus 3 that I don't have on the left, so I'm going to multiply by x minus 3. And then on the left I have an x minus 4, but not on the right, so I'm going to multiply by x minus 4. There we go. And so I do have the same common denominator now. And you know, we could write this as a single fraction now. The denominator is x minus 3, x minus 4 as a product. And I'm going to write out this step. Sometimes a lot of people skip this step, and it generally is okay to skip this step if you're alert. But I have 1 times x minus 3, then I have minus 1 times x minus 4. So what I want to emphasize is that when you remove the parentheses there, we're going to get x minus 3 minus x, and then plus 4. And so when people screw this up, and it happens very frequently, I'm talking about probably half the time maybe, easily. Which means about half of you watching this are going to make this mistake, unless if you really pay attention. Here's the error that people are going to make. Because they're going to look at this, and they'll probably see minus x. But they probably won't see plus 4. Alright, they see minus 4, and they'll write minus 4 there. But the negative cancels the negative, doesn't it? So don't forget, this is a distribution. This negative is distributing a minus 1 over here. It's as if we change that to plus and change that to minus, and I have minus 1 times that parentheses. Same thing, isn't it? So be very careful there. You've been warned. All right, so now let's finish the problem. X and minus x, those are going to cancel off, and I have positive 4 and minus 3 makes a positive 1. So I end up with 1 over x minus 3, x minus 4. So there we go. All right, so that's careful there with the distribution. That's probably the biggest error people make. Another error people make, and I would say this happens about probably good 10 or 15% of the time. People will forget to write the denominator. You know, I'll just see 1 for an answer. Well, where's the fraction? Where'd the fraction go? So be careful about that too.